First, I would measure out how much the white part of the servo takes up space on the cardboard, then cut it out accordingly, then glue it back with the glue gun. After that, then I would attach it back to the servo, and then I would pin it back to the bottom of the plastic container where I made a hole in the center. Before screwing it down with a screw, you could measure how much big of a hole for the fish food to pass through, then make another hole for it. Make sure that the hole is big enough, but not so big that the cardboard can cover it. Then you can screw it down. You might need some cardboard to help hold the servo part up. Then for the coding part, first what we will do is to tell what is the library we'll be using, like ES32 connects to the Blynk, the servo, as well as Wi-Fi. Then we will have to tell how the ESP is connected to the servo, so we have to declare the pin. Here we have used 15. Then here's the Wi-Fi username and password. We could also use hotspot. And the below would be the authentication code, which will be sent by Blynk. In the board setup part, we will have the serial monitor, and also tells you that how the ESP will know if you're connected to the Blynk, as well as tell them to servo to connect to which pin as well. Then for Blynk right, it is the virtual pin for the slider. It tells you how much the angle then that the servo is able to turn. And then V2 we have set that it will start from the 0. And then in V3 we have defined it to be 45, even though we can adjust it to be at the max of 180, but then I have chosen for only 45. Then for the white loop, we have to tell them to run and connect to Blynk application. After compiling the code and then uploading, make sure the Blynk is connected. Then we can set the Blynk. We can create the project and use what device you have to use, like ESP32. But I've already created one. So in my Blynk, firstly for the start button to start feeding, I've named it start to be easier, and then select the virtual pin to be V2. Then for the stop button, which is like to stop feeding, I've selected the pin to be virtual V3 and then named it stop. Then for my last one, which is slider, I've set the pin to V1, but then set the angle to be only 45 as to connect to the code we have uploaded to the ESP. After gluing down the servo back to the plastic container, I've also used that cardboard to support it, so that the blue part of the servo doesn't move around and only the white puddle does. Then, after it doesn't move anymore, we can then connect it to the ESP32. The brown wire from the servo will connect to the ground pin, the red one to the VCC pin, and the orange to the pin we have set, which is pin 15. Since the ESP already remembered the code, we can connect it to the adapter power bank for power supply. Then we can test it out using the Blynk before assembling everything together. Here I've used tiny stones or pebbles instead of fish food, but you could go ahead and use fish food if you have at home. Then to assemble everything together, I placed all the components on a wooden plate and then covered up some parts with the cardboard, but making sure to make a hole on both sides so I could remove the power bank anytime I want, and also making a tiny hole so that the servo could connect to the ESP32 as well.